AITA for exposing my sister's secret to the family at Christmas dinner. Last Christmas was supposed to be a joyous occasion, something my family looked forward to every year. But everything changed when I stumbled upon a secret my sister had been keeping from us. Elena, my younger sister, had always been the golden child, the one who got straight A's, the one with the charm. I loved her dearly, but I noticed her increasingly erratic behavior leading up to the holidays. She was distant, distracted, and a few weeks before Christmas, I overheard her on the phone, her voice urgent and shaky. While I wasn't eavesdropping on purpose, the words, "need to tell them," hung ominously in the air, causing my curiosity to spiral into a concern that I couldn't shake. On Christmas Eve, as our family gathered around the fire to exchange gifts, I couldn't help but feel a weight on my shoulders. I could sense the happiness around me, yet I couldn't ignore the growing tension that started to simmer beneath the surface. Later that night, while we were all together for dinner, I casually mentioned how much I loved the holidays, how grateful I was for my family. I kept glancing at Elena, hoping she would speak up, that perhaps she'd reveal her secret. But she only smiled weakly. When dessert was served, I reached the tipping point. I knew I had to approach the topic. Holding my breath, I blurted out, "Elena, aren't you going to share your big news with us?" The room went quiet, all eyes turning towards her. My parents looked confused, while my brother raised an eyebrow, clearly knowing something was off. With a slight tremor in her hands, Elena looked pale, and the tension in the air thickened. "What news?" she asked, feigning ignorance. I could feel my stomach drop, but shrugged it off. "Come on, you've been acting strange. If there's something you need to tell the family, now's the time." That was the moment she completely froze. Minutes felt like hours as everyone turned their gaze to her, waiting. Finally, she burst into tears, and just like that, the family's holiday spirit crashed around us like broken glass. "Fine, I wanted to tell you, but I didn't know how. I'm pregnant," she cried. The table was silent as her words hung in the air like smoke. My parents' jaws dropped, and I felt my heart race. I hadn't expected that at all. "What do you mean you're pregnant?" my mother gasped, while my father sat back, shock and confusion etched on his face. "Do you know who the father is?" "Of course, I know who it is," Elena shouted, her voice cracking. "It's John. You all know him." I felt a million thoughts racing through my head as my mother turned beet red. "Elena, you're only 22. Are you sure you're ready for this?" My mother's voice was a mix of concern and anger. "Ready for what? To raise a child?" My father added, sounding defeated. As Elena sat there sobbing, I realized how much I had pushed her. My intentions may have been rooted in caring, but I had essentially forced her hand. I felt guilt wash over me as I counted the regret in my mind. After a long silence, my parents, still visibly shaken, decided to take a walk outside to give us space. I looked over at Elena and said softly, "I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I thought you needed support." She wiped her tears, her expression shifting from anger to vulnerability. "I just didn't want to disappoint you guys. I wanted to tell you when I was ready." The whole night unraveled differently than I'd envisioned. I had ignited a wildfire in a snowstorm, but somewhere in the ashes were hopes of reconciliation. When my parents returned, they were calmer. "Let's talk about this as a family," my father said. "We may not understand everything right now, but we want to support you, Elena. We love you." In the end, I realized that the truth, however harsh, sometimes needed a push. My family bonded over that tumultuous Christmas, addressing fear and vulnerability together. We navigated uncharted waters, and while the future was uncertain, we faced it as a family. No one was the villain that day. Instead, we learned that honesty, even when difficult, could strengthen our connections and build a more resilient family. AITA? Maybe, but I'd do it all over again if it meant supporting my sister.